Aloha! Welcome. Thank you for being here. Today is my solar return. 47 winters now. And I feel 47 years young. And it's interesting to say that as the last recent time, I think it's been, let's see, I had a good night's sleep last night, and that was my first restful night of sleep since the last part of August. I looked it up this morning. It was the 23rd of August was the last night that I had restful sleep. So today's the 21st of September, and what a journey this is. We came to this big island of Hawaii to spend a few months here to see if we have interest in living here. So we are moving around and spending time in different areas of the island. And as an extremely sensitive, intuitive empath, there's a challenge for me when I'm staying in different beds, different environments. Even though we bought our own pillows when we got on the island, we brought from home our own sheets. So like I've got our own bedding, pillowcases, pillows that nobody's ever used. And even though we make our own bed on top of the beds where we go, there is always still energy in an environment where people stay. And so, yeah, it just presents challenges for me. And even the little things that oftentimes I don't think about when I'm getting ready for travel, like the pots and pans that will be provided. We actually bought some pots and pans now, so we have our own steam basket, all these things. Because at home I live in such a I don't want to use the word bubble, but I'm in just this protected environment, right, where I have all of the things that really support my health and well-being. And that includes like good cooking ware. I personally choose not to use like plastic utensils. I don't use any of the like Teflon coated pots and pans, things like that, you know. Anyway, all of these things, having access to clean, good water. We've got a well at home, and you know, our Berkey water filter. And so at this point in travel, it's you know, we're almost 2 full months maybe into this. It's I'm just really feeling it, on top of being in environments where I'm getting very little sleep. So it's such an interesting journey. I wouldn't have it any other way, because it's all learning for me. As an experiencer, I learn through experience. And so no matter what's been written or spoken on or shared already, truly I gain my own wisdom, knowledge, gnosis from the actual experience of. And so, yes, it's been so interesting. I'll share some of the art that has come up recently. So I'm in an area, it's called Milili'i, and it's one of the oldest fishing villages that is still in existence here on the island. And it is a place where tourists normally don't go. It's not a place that's welcoming to tourists or outsiders. And I mean, for good reason. There are plenty of areas on this island where people seeking the comforts of what's familiar, that feels like mainland, you know, the resorts and the beaches with the amenities and all that, that exists in so many places. And so these little gems that are still the space and home of the local people, the unpolluted by the outside modern material world. There are a few of them left. And in this one, whether you hike to the area or visit it, oh, I'm doing laundry. Oh, that's the jacuzzi. Sorry for that. So, as I was saying, it's just a gem of an area, and it really keeps it rootsy. The appearance of it when one comes to visit is quite, it's almost disturbing, because it kind of looks like a junkyard upon arrival. But if you get through that and you get the blessings of the local people, then you're granted permission to go through old sacred village, where there are still the ruins of what was here long ago. And then you get to a very magical area where the dolphins, the spinner dolphins, play in the water in front of you, and the seals come up on the beach, and very magical. But the first day that we were here, the art that came through me was like a little dark, I guess, but it's what was real for me at the time and expressing through me. Yeah, so I welcome you to share with me in the comments what you see, what you perceive in this picture. What was coming up for me, I've lost loved ones to addiction. Interestingly, 3 of the women in my life that I've lost to addiction were all 50 years old, or within a month or two of 50. My mom was 50, my cousin was 50, and my friend was 2 months away from her 50th birthday. And these passings all related to addiction. 2 of the 3 related to alcohol addiction. And so this is the image that appeared to me when I arrived here first in Milili'i. And I've been really sort of processing all sorts of energies. And in each day, I get to experience the full range of life and joy and beauty and death and grief and sadness. And yeah, it's really, I guess, an honor for me to be here now, having these experiences where I get to care for myself in a way to come back into balance through these waves that are presenting. Yes. And even just caring for myself when everything that I've created at home that supports my well-being is not with me. What's with me is what I have inside and within. So the outer tools that I'm used to using aren't present. And so it's the invitation to use the tools that are within. And so since like art and expressing creativity is a part of my self-care every day, on the days that I am someplace or don't have my tools to create art, I'm using nature to build art. Nature is art, and so back to art. So one of the other experiences that I had recently, we went into a lava cave. And this lava tube used to apparently be like a full tube. You could enter on one side and then go all the way in and exit on the other. And then there was a collapse inside. I can't recall the name right now. And we were so fortunate. We showed up and we went into one side of the tube, and the other people who had showed up at the same time all went into the other side of the tube. So we really had this experience within this tube by ourselves. And you have to bring a light source. I mean, you're going deep into the earth, into complete darkness. And so we spent some time in there, turned our lights off deep inside, and I made a prayer within, and I got to experience being in the womb of the earth, being in the womb of this island. What was also fun about that experience was exercising bravery and courage. There was an earthquake here on the island the day before we went into this tube. There was also an earthquake the day of. And as I was inside and shining my light around, I could see these big cracks in the rocks, knowing in any moment more of this lava tube cave I'm in could collapse. There was, great big stones all over that had collapsed in areas we had to like kind of crawl through because some of it has collapsed. And so to go into an environment knowing in any moment it could collapse, it could trap me inside, it could smash me and kill me instantly, and relaxing deep within that darkness was very peaceful. And it was also experiencing surrender and death. And what came through my art the following day was this. So, oftentimes for a birthday, I will wish someone a joyous solar return. Because we've just made another rotation around the sun, right, in our 365 days since our last birthday celebration. And so this theme of solar return it's just presented itself over and over and over again recently. But along with the solar return message this time was about remembering and rebirthing solar civilization. And so this came through as me. in the womb of the island, of Hawaii, of Earth, deep in the darkness and stillness. Oh, pardon me, I have a mosquito that's munching on me. It was me and my experience of being deep, 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 deep within the womb and representing part of the journey, the cycle phase that I am in right now, which includes little tiny cycles of death and gestation and rebirth and emergence, growth, presence, death, stillness, rebirth, gestation, and life. All these cycles that happen within one another. Little cycles, medium cycles, greater cycles. But this art was really about awakening, remembering, rebirthing, and its relation to solar consciousness, solar civilization, solar divine humanity, so yes, that's my solar return gift of art. If you're still with me, thank you for being with me and tuning in and receiving what I have shared. As with everything that I share, take only what resonates with your heart and discard the rest. Thank you, beloveds. Thank you for all of the messages that I have received, wishing me love and great joyous wishes for my birthday, my solar return. I am so heart open, grateful, and thankful to receive it. I receive it all fully in my heart, and I share it back with all of you. Mahalo.